Am I far away? I feel like we're far away. It's not that far. Oh, okay. Good.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Welcome to Movie Bitches. Oh, that wasn't really. It doesn't really
It's
clink.
No. It's that's bad.
We needed the hard stuff this week.
Because I felt like I was taking crazy pills for most of this episode. It's like, am I stoned?
Have I imagined this? Where am I? What's happening? So anyway.
So, welcome back. We had a little week off. If you haven't watched our Priscilla, Queen of the Desert review, you can go see that. Priscilla! Oh yeah, this budget Bobby Camper. It's not what he sounds like at all. Sorry. I can't do Australian accents for whatever reason. And
everything's kind of a question. Have you seen that Learn How to Talk Australian YouTube thing? Everything just has an O on the end of it. So it's like avocado, avo. You know, everything's like have an avocado, have an avo. You know, everything's like okay. It's fun.
Avocado.
Avo.
Have an avocado.
Have an avo.
Devastated. Devo. Definitely.
Defo.
Morning tea.
Mornos.
Poverty-stricken person.
Povo.
Or it has like a Y on the end. It'll be like Monday, Tuesday.
After Smoko, I might go down to the Bolo Savo for a schnitty and bevy with Tomo. Then I'll head back to the Missus for din-dins with the fam and watch some soapies on the telly. Hopefully the way I don't get pulled over by the coppers because I don't have me rego.
Anyway.
So, first things first. Oh, wait. Maybe I won't do it?
Shout out to our liquor sponsor, Jessica Wild.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love that. Absolute acai. Oh, my God.
We're just really trying to not talk about this episode.
Monet Exchange is gone.
I mean, it's literally like, they're just like, when we're stripping the fun, we're taking it away, slowly but surely. We're bleeding the fun dry. So they come back in. Cameron is all upset because she sent another queen home.
I feel terrible. Why do you feel terrible? Cause I just don't like...
I still don't know how I feel about Cameron Michaels.
I certainly don't dislike her.
No.
I just feel like I'm confused as to why she's still here for herself and the show. Like,
sure.
She doesn't seem to want it. She says, like...
I would be less upset. Oh, this sounds terrible. I can't believe I'm saying this. I would feel less upset being in that position than standing here wiping off somebody else's shit.
I almost feel worse staying than if I was the queen that had gone home. And
he's just like, then bye.
Bitch, then leave. What?
Don't stand here and tell me that it would be easier to be in her shoes than in yours. If that's the case, then put her shoes on, lace them up, and walk your ass back to Tennessee.
Asia was
over it.
A truth teller this week. She was harsh.
Yes.
But I didn't disagree with things she was saying necessarily. So I was like, well. I mean, she says like, oh, I shouldn't say this, but I feel almost worse staying than whatever. Like she kind of, she knows this is her saboteur. This is her like, it's just out. Like, she didn't have to, like, dig to find it. She's being sabotaged by herself all the time. It's crazy.
It is. I just don't understand because she won't allow herself to feel things, I guess. I don't know.
Happy or sad.
Right.
It sucks. I don't want to stand here and wipe off somebody else's name and knowing that I was the cause of them going home.
They wipe away Monet's
with the sponge.
Lipstick with the sponge. Like, girl, that worked really good. You should have been doing that every week.
That's clean as hell. We should use a sponge every week.
There's a lot of Asia confessionals this week. Probably because Cameron never talks to the camera. And, I mean, it's true. Unless she's like, I suck, I'm terrible. Like, that's all she says in the confessionals. It's weird.
Once again, another girl goes home, and this time, it's kind of because of me.
Asia's basically like, I don't think Miss Cracker is a star if she hasn't proven herself to be a star yet.
If I haven't seen you be a star by now, at some point, I have a hard time seeing you be a star, period.
And she too wasn't really celebratory that she won. She was sort of like, yeah, I won, you know?
Right.
Sure.
Right.
You know,
yeah, that was...
I mean, I get it, you're full of emotions, but I don't know, it just like, both of them seem to be real downers on themselves.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to like root for them.
Yes.
Because they never get excited about anything.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you.
You're breaking free.
I just really wanted it. And that's all.
And then there was a real long confessional story from Ms. Cracker about...
The first time I performed in drag, my tits fell out, so my dress fell off. And now it's a top 5 finally.
But now I'm in the top 5, so I have to remember, insert Trixie Mattel voice here.
Don't fuck it up.
Was that supposed to be like the segue into like, let's talk about like our first time in drag? This was interesting. I don't think Eureka likes Aquaria at all.
Oh, no. No.
Right.
She's like the antithesis, right?
Sure.
Or the whatever, the opposite.
Yes. Well, yes. But
the polar express opposite. Ooh, that was rough. When she was like, woo woo, all aboard the bipolar express.
Oh, yes. Oh,
like,
God.
Oh,
no.
Oh, that was insensitive. Like, I was like, oh no.
All aboard the Bipolar Express.
Well, okay. Are we going to talk? Well, we'll get there. We'll talk about the challenge when it's time to talk about the challenge.
We'll talk about it.
And then they just cut off Aquaria. Her face just...
Girl.
Okay.
Okay. She has like a real reset.
Yeah.
I feel like she's like a bit, like she's got a bit of memento going on. Just like, sure.
What's a mento?
Memento.
Oh.
Like, I forgot.
Like, is she like I was very confused. Which flavor mento?
It's Mentos.
Oh. I thought it was just Mentos because there were multiple.
Give me a Mento? Hey, can I have a Mento? No, I always said Mentos.
Mentos.
So then we get our mini challenge.
Yes, which was so weird.
It was...
Who made this episode? Like, what crack cocaine were they on? I don't know what was going on.
Allegedly. Well, so then Rue's like, we're doing a mini challenge, and here's Cheyenne Jackson.
Yay.
Who's great. I love him.
Yep.
He was a great judge seasons prior. I'm forgetting which season.
Sure.
I wrote down Linda Evangelista. The smoky eye and the nude lip. I like it.
And I was like, okay, cool. Is he going to teach them about acting or something? He's like an actor. I was like, what's...
Yep.
It's going to be something to do...
No,
he was just in the
pancakes.
building. He was just in the building.
Oh, certainly.
And I think Rue was like, I'm not eating carbs on camera. Fucking kidding? No.
Not having that evidence.
So Cheyenne, you hungry?
Actually, I had a really big breakfast, so I'm
Good, because I'm relying on your discerning palate.
Right, so the mini challenge is drag brunch, resting brunch face. They have to make, that's what it was called.
Yes.
Resting brunch face.
Yes.
Because they're talking about drag queen brunch.
Right,
all
and they
these
had
things.
they had that weird sponsored thing about drag brunch.
Right. Because I mean, I don't think when you go to drag brunch that the queens are like making the food.
Oh no.
That's not the point of it.
But I do love that idea, where it's just
Like
all of the kitchen
like a
staff
chopped-
is in drag.
Like chopped drag queens.
Yes, that crossover. Oh, I'm so here for it. Oh my god, I love it so much.
Although I don't think, what's that guy's name? Tom?
Dick
Tom?
and Harry?
No.
Any Tom, Harry, or Dick. A dick, 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 a dick. Any Tom, Harry, or Dick.
Dick, dick.
A dick, a dick, a dick, a dick, dick, dick. The queer eye guy, that's Tom.
Oh, I don't know their names.
No, the host Chopped.
Oh.
He was on the original Queer Eye.
Is it
Tom? Tim? Tom. Tim?
Ted Master?
Ted.
Ted something.
I feel like he wouldn't look good in drag.
Probably not. So anyway.
Yeah, our episode is in fact mirroring their episode.
Full of crazy pills.
Full of just nonsense. Nonsense weirdness. Sorry about it.
Sorry. I don't know. So
right. So
yeah.
they have to. I mean, I was confused at first.
I was very confused. I actually thought that they had to like make a tasty pancake concoction.
And they just went and all started grabbing cold cuts, and Aquaria's like,
yeah. And Eureka's like,
Gumdrops and meat.
Oh my god, I can't. I literally cannot.
These raspberries look yummy, the gummy worms. Girl, I ain't mad at these little baby red tomatoes.
That's like me. I don't like buffets because while I like all of the things,
not together.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about Randy Quaid in Vegas Vacation when they go to the buffet and he's got like 7 kids and he's like, he pays for 1 plate because you buy the plate.
Oh.
A big mound. It's gross. It's gross.
Aquaria is getting more and more fun, I feel like, for me.
I'm getting to know her more.
Yes.
I'm understanding her awkwardness and her humor.
Yeah.
And like, I think the chilly ego that we saw towards the beginning of the season
Right.
Has melted away and she's become slightly more humble.
I agree.
And I'm enjoying Aquaria.
Me too.
I think she's a fun person.
Yeah.
Who's talented.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they all have to decorate a giant pancake.
Right. I didn't realize it was to look like a person. That was also, I don't know.
Yeah, because it's resting
brunch face. Brunch face, right. So I guess that's why they all knew to make it a person. I would have just been I made this like pancake masterpiece.
Like,
I don't know.
It's delicious. Oh, that wasn't the point? Oh no.
Because he literally said, whoever's Cheyenne's likes the taste of best.
We'll talk about the bites. So first up is Cameron, and hers was like cute.
Yeah.
I remember hers went more sweet. She had like fruity pebbles as hair and sugary stuff. These kind of challenges are always how much do you sell it when you're telling the
Exactly.
This is, you know.
Well, the stories were weird.
This is little pancake. You know,
Right.
It's always about the story that you're telling more than like what it actually looks like.
Yeah.
Married to Peter Pancakes, but she's having an affair with Wally Waffle. She has whipped cream hair.
And then Rue's like, okay, Cheyenne, taste it. Right. And there's like a little dish, and he literally takes like a micro bite.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? They didn't bake this pancake. None of it was like, oh, here's fruity pebbles. It wasn't like
it wasn't like a composed bite.
Bouche? What's that called?
Amuse bouche.
Amuse bouche. Where it's like, and here's all the flavors in a bite.
Right, exactly.
It was. He just tasted each of their individual microbite pancakes, which were all baked by someone else earlier. It wasn't like, oh, here's this kind of pancake and you pick it. Like there wasn't different.
No,
like,
it wasn't like, oh, I want the
pancakes.
right.
Even so, they didn't make them, so it doesn't matter. It was like nonsense. No, that was spicy. What?
This was such a weird minute. I was just like, I don't even know how to judge this.
I mean, there was ones I liked more than others.
Well, sure.
Next was Miss Crackers, and her pancake looked possessed. Ha! Like it was like, but I didn't understand her story. She was like, it was Miss Wedden pancake, but she was.
This is Little Miss Wedding Cake. This is her very first time at a drag brunch, and she's so excited to meet queens for the first time in person.
Getting married? Was she getting married? I was really like, I even watched it again and was like, what?
It's like if you eat the pancake, then you can go to the wedding. I was so.
It was like, once again, over-explaining to what end? No end. I don't know. Heads or tails, beginning or middle or end. What happened with that story? I was confused.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll watch it again and we'll get it. I don't think so, though. I was like, what?
This is your last chance to taste her before the wedding. So.
And then Asia's made me laugh.
Yeah.
And she was like a broke down, trashy.
Yeah, she's been through some things.
You know, she's smoking a blunt. She's missing a tooth because she's been through a couple things trying to get here, but she's happy to be here.
She's been around the block. You know, I was like, oh, okay. And Cheyenne seemed to really enjoy the taste of her pancake.
Yeah, I guess so.
You are dying to put this in your mouth. How's it taste?
Anquisha.
Hey.
And then Eureka's just looked messy. She made a whole shirt of meat.
Yeah.
It was just muddled. It didn't have a focus or a clear like thing to look at, but it just looked like a lot of shit on top of a pancake with a meat shirt.
And then Aquarius.
I
love too. I thought this was really good.
I was like, oh, so she should win.
Yeah.
If it's purely based on presentation, which it seems like it should be, then she should win. She's like, oh, well, I thought I would do a pancake labyrinth.
Right.
Labyrinth?
Something like
she
that.
She made some pun about Pan's Labyrinth. And did the eyeball guy.
Yeah, with the things and the...
Which, the Slender Man? No, what is that? There's a name for him. Doug Jones. Ah. Reminded me of like, Real Monsters.
Yes. Oh my god, yes.
Crumb. And I thought hers looked gorgeous. Like, it looked, like the color. I mean, again, she knows how... She has an aesthetic that I appreciate, right?
And an artistic eye.
The colors and everything she put together, the things she used, it just looked great. Like, it looked like art.
Yes, exactly.
Hers looked like art instead of like crafting.
Right.
Aquarius obviously looked like Guillermo del Toro, whatever, but it kind of had a Neil Gaiman like Coraline, like thing going on. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I like this. It looked good.
Yeah, I really liked it.
So yeah, I was like, well, Asia's probably gonna win because he really responded to that bite of hers. And it was funny, and it made me laugh, but also, that bite was so tasty. I'm not sure, but Asia wins. Something. A prize?
She won a 2-night trip to Fort Lauderdale and luggage.
Cool.
You've won a $2,000 gift card from the spa on Rodeo.
And Rue announces the Maxi challenge.
Yes. The evil twin, well, so because, I mean, wait, okay, here we go. Because he goes into this whole thing about, like, inner saboteur and blah, 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 and, like, so you're gonna have to
manifest your inner saboteur and your deepest insecurities into an actualized evil twin.
Right.
The fact that they said bipolar express just said it on the wrong notes. You were already like, oh no, is this supposed to be like a real mental health issue? Oh no! So then when they added like, and be your evil twin, it was like, oh, yikes. It's like, ooh, yikes, don't touch that. That pot's hot. Don't do it. Yikes. That's what it felt like to me. Like, oh no.
But so the other thing that just really annoyed me about this episode, this challenge, is that Rue then was just constantly on his soapbox of dispensing not
great. Like, throughout the season, I feel like he's been much more engaged.
Yes.
Much more like, I'm going to give you wise old wisdom from my years past and from things I've learned to do for me.
Right.
And some of the things he said this episode, I was like, oh, that's kind of okay advice. And some of it, I was like, I don't think you're qualified to be giving this kind of advice to people.
Thank you.
I feel like you're sending people into a spiral.
You are not a psychologist.
We are literally personifying the things we hate most about ourselves. What could go wrong?
And they're all sort of sitting around trying to write their script, because they have to write a script for voiceover for their good selves and their
inner saboteur.
Their less secure selves. And Eureka immediately goes, well, I think it would be really helpful if y'all told me, everything good and bad about myself. And I was like, oh, this seems like a bad idea. Oh no.
I don't find a lot of things good about you.
I'm just kidding. They're like, okay, well, let's start with the good. And Asia is just like, I mean, I think your drag looks really expensive and like you put a lot of hard work into it. That has nothing to do with her personally.
No.
Like, okay. And then she's like, and you talk too much. And this. And then everyone's just like, and we don't like you and you're annoying and you should shut up.
I think you need a little rough and tumble.
Oh, that I need to be a little more edgy? Like too tailored, too precise?
We call it Susie cream cheese.
It's a little too Susie cream cheese.
I mean, I'm sure the producers were like, Eureka!
Yeah,
let's get this going, because then everyone else... Then Miss Cracker was like, oh, tell me what you think is... And everyone was like, we're going to be real with you. And I feel like that was helpful. It was the most helpful thing they could do to hopefully make Miss Cracker succeed in this challenge.
Sure.
She needed to hear the real stuff.
Right.
From them.
Right.
Because it's how she's being perceived.
Exactly.
That's her problem.
Exactly. Yes.
You know?
Yes.
You over-explain everything.
Yeah. A bad quality of yours is you're like under-emotional. You don't show a lot of depth.
To be honest, a lot of these are all things that I've felt throughout this season.
That's what I'm saying. So I was like, well, I mean, tough love. You asked. They're telling you their perception of you, which you can take or leave. Don't take it super personally because you asked.
Right.
And also, that's the point of this challenge.
Use it to learn and grow.
And go, oh, is that how I'm being... Oh, maybe I should try and, use that.
Right.
I think it's funny that everyone in this competition thinks of me as emotionless. because inside, I think I feel things more strongly than anyone else.
Like, on one hand, I'm like, well, don't tell them how to live their life or how to feel.
No.
But on the other hand, it's like, well, also, but like maybe you want, if there's like a reason that you're hiding these emotions or whatever.
Well, and if you're a performer, like, you have to be able to turn it on.
Right.
And be an outward person.
The show requires a performance in and out of drag.
Yep.
And sometimes they're not comfortable with that.
Exactly.
I think people get a lot more personality from her from Review with a Jew.
Oh, for sure.
You know, so it's like maybe the show wasn't the right venue for her.
Yeah. I mean, obviously she was put too much pressure on it.
Exactly.
And herself.
Exactly.
And couldn't just relax and be her fun, quirky self.
Yeah.
So then Rue comes into the workroom, and first up she goes and talks to Asia. And Rue, off the top, is basically like, it seems like you don't have an interceptor.
I mean...
You seem great.
Right.
What's that about?
I take comfort in misery. Being sad or being angry feels comfortable for me.
Forcing this conversation of like your inner saboteur on someone.
You better be sad, and you better be vulnerable.
Right.
We're gonna kick you off the show because you didn't have enough insecurities. And it's like...
It's weird.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was weird.
Once again.
Yeah. Oh, not a good choice, you know? Like, and what a weird choice for a reality show. Like, I understand that Rue likes to do this kind of stuff. And he likes to work, and I think that obviously those conversations can be helpful for people.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I think it needs to be...
Organic.
Or exactly.
More organic, at least.
More organic than, like...
Rue's gonna come to you now, and you better confess something really disturbing to her.
Exactly. And if it's not enough, then he's gonna be like, I don't think you're scratching deep enough. I think you're afraid. It's like, I think that you're not a psychologist.
Vocalizing these things that before I was only able to put on paper, I'm like, am I ready for this? Like, I don't know if this is going to be as easy as I thought.
And Asia, smartly, for her success in the show, realized that no, what Rue wanted was you to like open up a wound and be like, bleh. So she's like, okay, I got the message. Other people didn't get the message.
No. So the next Rue talks to Eureka.
Yeah, and Eureka's basically like, I have a voice in my head saying I'm not good enough all the time.
Right.
Like, you're this, you're that.
And that, you know, my size is an issue and that it holds me back from things in life. It tells me that I'm not a good person. It tells me that I'm not funny. It tells me that I'm ugly, that I'll never be with someone.
And I thought this was one of the more real conversations.
Yeah, this was my favorite advice of Rue's that she gave. She says, a lot of people propel themselves through fear and fear-based incentives. And Rue says, what she finds is more helpful and healthy is to do a positive propellant? To propel yourself with positivity.
There you go.
And that whenever she has to go somewhere and she's nervous or she has to perform, she pretends like she's in her mom's living room because her mom always loved everything she did no matter what, and just pretend like that's what's coming back at you. And that's a much healthier and happier way to like be a performer and be, you know, in public. And I was like, oh, that's good advice.
Rather than working through the, oh my God, oh, they're not gonna like me. Or rather than going that route, I go the love route. And it allows me to just be myself.
Well, so then this was the weirdest one.
This was the most uncomfortable for me.
Oh, you're gonna need a couple drinks before you talk to people because you're, you know, too shy and too nervous.
But that's kind of a sort of sanitized voice. That voice has got to be darker than that, isn't it?
And I'm like, she's 21. I don't know if she's had a ton of strife in her life. And that's some people's life.
Yeah.
And but Rue takes it as, you're not going dark enough, deep enough.
Yeah.
Get down in there.
I think you're afraid. I think you're... This was kind of weird to me because Rue then just starts throwing shit out.
First Aquaria goes, okay, well, you know, I thought she got a little realer. She goes, well, I really don't like to go outside of my comfort zone, and I know what I'm good at, and I kind of just stick to that.
Things that are out of my normal comfort zone.
You know, let me tell you what I think your saboteur is.
And she kind of starts to scratch the surface, and then Rue is like, no, I don't think that's what it is at all. And you're like, wait, I was kind of interested in what she was saying.
Exactly.
And Rue's like, I think you're afraid.
And I think you think I'm going to say, you're a fraud. You don't belong here.
Mm-hmm. Where did this come from?
But yeah, that memento, Aquaria's like, yeah, maybe. Anyway, I'm gonna go look fierce. Cool.
So then Ru talks to Miss Cracker.
Right.
And he was like, well, I over-explain everything. I don't know, for me, what was interesting about this was that I felt a little bit like Ms. Cracker was saying stuff that the other girls had said about her, rather than, I guess there were two things that were weird. It was confusing. I feel like Ru wanted them all to look at like their inner saboteur, which is like actually identifying the things that are holding you back from being more successful.
Right.
And then the rest of the conversations that they all had were like, what are things that are bad about you? And it's like, well, what's actually being asked?
Well, and we shouldn't be labeling it as, that's bad.
Sure.
I'm really shy. Well, that's a bad trait.
Right.
It's like, well, no, figure out how that works for you and how to
Exactly.
work around that and how to make you your best self.
Yeah.
Let's not compare everyone to each other.
Well, like, this just didn't, the whole challenge was a bad concept. And, like, it didn't have a positive aspect to it where they're, like, overcoming their inner saboteur.
No.
They're, like, literally losing to that. It was strange.
Right? Like, maybe the bad ones should have come out first. And then the good ones, like...
triumph over them? I don't know.
It was a wrong angle. I like the idea of, like, do two different, a yin and a yang makeup. And, like, you have to, you know, I like that idea and concept, but, like, it didn't,
No, it didn't work.
What other people think of me is none of my damn business. You know what? I don't have time in my life to shape how other people see me. You know, I'm too busy living my life.
What people think of me is none of my damn business, which is true.
Sure.
That's good advice, you know? What do you think about yourself?
Right.
And then be positive in that way and then go from there.
Yeah, well, and don't try and be what you think other people want you to be. Just be yourself.
Just be yourself. That should have been the message.
Absolutely.
And then last was Cameron.
Saboteur.
That was all I wrote down.
My saboteur is...
Saboteur?
Saboteur? Saboteur.
I mean, I was already, it was actually kind of perfect because at this point, I was like, if I don't hear saboteur one more time, I'll be happy. And it was like, oh good, it's taken on another level.
Saboteur. I'm gonna keep saying it that way.
I don't know, for me, what was really frustrating about this challenge as well was that, like, they're all successful enough to have made it not only to this season, but like
top 5.
Top 5. So it's like, I don't think they have too big of a problem with their inner saboteur, Ru. Like, you know, sure, you can say that everyone has one or something that holds them back or whatever.
Sure.
But they're all doing a pretty good job of working past it. It seems weird to force one on everyone.
Well,
you know?
it was weird that we went to every single person. She asked every person, are you going to sew both of your outfits?
So how much of what we're going to see on the runway is what you brought and how much of it is something that you made? Are you making costumes for your saboteur? Are you making costumes for your saboteur? Are you making everything we see on the runway?
She just kept asking everyone and I was like, is that important? In the beginning when you were explaining, you said you can just use your drag.
Yeah.
That's fine. I did laugh at the idea of RuPaul.
Yes.
Not necessarily RuPaul.
No.
But when she was like, my inner saboteur, RuPaul. I was like, oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
God, it's my evil twin, RuPaul.
I agree.
I
it was
enjoyed
weird.
that. And then RuPaul came out and I was like, oh, I didn't really enjoy that.
I didn't either.
I was like,
Yeah, I don't care who you think you is, RuPaul.
So then we get this whole conversation. They're all putting their outfits together and Miss Cracker's having a really hard time
The sewing machine?
getting her bobbin together. I mean, that's what she was doing. It seemed like it was working fine. She was just not in a headspace
I think so.
to focus on something like sewing.
Sure.
She's, oh, should I make this? Should I just use this thing I already have? Blah, 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 blah. And Eureka basically is like,
You're overthinking it, girl.
girl, she didn't say you had to make anything, so don't worry about it. Turns out that was the wrong advice, but not for those reasons.
Exactly. It was the right advice. It was just the wrong outfit.
Yep.
It's a styling challenge, not a sewing challenge.
And then I thought Asia put it kind of perfectly in her confessional. She's talking about like,
Just knowing that one of us is going to go home based solely on our qualities and characteristics as a person is a lot to handle right now.
That's fucked. And that's like literally what happened. Like,
yeah.
when you look at what happened, the person with the
We
biggest...
didn't like your personality enough. Oh, you're going home? Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah.
I feel like my inner saboteur is the voice of Michelle Visage.
Michelle Visage is nicer than my inner saboteur.
Every time I go home, I wash my face and look in the mirror. I'm like, hey girl, you'll never be good enough.
And Cameron and Miss Cracker have basically already defeated themselves.
Yeah.
At this, they're both freaking out.
Cameron and I are neck and neck trying to defeat ourselves so that we can get to the challenge.
They're freaking out about being forced to be emotional.
Yes.
Because they're both slightly shut down from their emotions. They're both sort of not tapped in.
Yeah, that's true.
Do any of y'all feel like you have gotten less confident as a boy since you started doing drag?
Sure, because I'm overconfident as Aquaria.
Cameron says, oh, well, I became more confident as a man once I started going to the gym and working out and like getting healthy physically.
Right.
And Aquaria's like, oh, you're telling me?
Yeah.
Girl, healthy body will help you so good.
Oh, I don't know about that.
It's like peeing clear. If peeing clear feels good, imagine like everything feeling good.
Peeing clear, you're... Oh, I knew about this immediately.
Did you? Knew about what?
Well, you seem confused about the peeing clear concept.
Well, I mean, that's just like hydration levels.
No, I know, but like, woo, I drank enough water today. Aquaria clearly has hippie parents like mine.
Oh.
Woo, peeing clear. Miss Cracker is just like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Right. Don't tell me y'all don't cheer when you pee clear. If you pee clear, cheer.
Cheer when you pee clear? Am I supposed to be peeing clear? I feel like Red Bull.
Isn't Red Bull clear?
It's like yellowish, which is like, that's why I was confused.
She drank enough water. She didn't have that neon yellow vitamin P either. When you have like a whole bunch of vitamins, your pee gets real yellow.
So quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with the runway and a lip sync and Untucked. Girl, and Benji.
Oh boy.
Benji.
So Ru walks down the runway. And I'm like, why? Okay, first of all, why another like halvesy dress?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the answers. This was so gross. From afar, it had this like medieval like Harlequin, almost like...
Yes, it was like a court jester, like...
It looked, she kind of looked like Angela Lansbury in The Court Jester, but no. And then the closer you got, it was like, oh, this weird shimmery fabric with this cape that's not lined. It's just fabric. It's just fabric. And then the zipper. So then it became some sort of weird 70s caftan.
Right, I was very confused. So then the guest judges are Ashanti,
who looked fierce.
Yeah, fabulous. And Lena Dunham. She seems like a big fan.
Yeah, I did like that she was fangirling out.
Yes.
So this is when, like, I don't know, the acid kicked in.
Right.
Because first down the runway is Cameron Michaels. Yeah. And she comes out and, okay, she's like this video game ice princess.
Tomb Raider.
Like Elsa and like Xena.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
She looks pretty. Like, it was like, oh, sure, I mean, it looks cheap.
Yep.
And you're wearing
costuming.
a bra and like a wrap skirt.
Yep.
So then her bad self comes out, and I was like, oh, she's wearing the same bra and wrap skirt.
That was what was really weird to me.
It's kind of just the same.
I loved the makeup.
Loved the makeup.
And the wig and the...
I love the head.
Yeah.
Flawless.
Right?
I was obsessed.
Obsessed. And then I was like, oh, but the rest of this outfit is terrible.
Of like, she looked like she was from Atlantis or like some kind of like cool, it was really cool looking.
She seemed like she was off the set of like some Star Wars movie or something. Like, you know, like some sci-fi cool character.
She went through the
like,
Stargate. You know, I was like, yeah, I'm into this, but no for the body. And then she wasn't really selling the VO or the reactions to the VO.
Right.
Strangely enough, the people that did the best, I feel like, interacted with themselves.
Well, that was, I think they really liked the acting of it.
Was this the season where they had to do like Alaskan winter and...
Yes. And it reminded me of, yeah.
It was like, oh, so it's not really good and evil, it's like snowy and desert? Okay.
That was definitely, it was like, oh, well, I didn't use these outfits for that thing, so now I can, I don't know. I certainly like this, you know, this look a lot better than her Frozen look that everyone else loved. I still think that was hideous.
I forgot about that. That was crazy. I forgot about that. But at least that was like crazy.
Sure.
Like, that was like, what this? Where this was like, oh yeah, that's nice.
That's true. This was more boring. So the next was Eureka. I liked this.
I liked this.
I didn't like the wig.
Well, she's wearing her piss yellow wig.
Yeah.
Her freshly vitamined.
Piss yellow.
Bright and early in the morning.
You
didn't have hippie parents that talked to you about your pee?
No.
Okay, cool.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I liked this.
I like that she's wearing like the little Clueless
She's
homage.
But it looked like Clueless, like the unofficial musical.
Absolutely,
you know, 'cause it was all, like,
yeah,
sparkly.
yeah.
It didn't put me over the edge somehow.
I wasn't gagged.
I really thought this was funny, or I really thought you went somewhere with it.
Right.
It was just like very safe.
Yes.
But good.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like, yes.
No.
And then she comes out as Divine.
Yeah.
She was like, I gotta use that Divine makeup, which I liked the makeup.
I did too.
I thought the head, once again, the head looked really cool.
Yeah.
The wig, I liked that it was like loaf ponytail, you know?
Sure.
Wasn't obsessed with the cut of the green dress.
No.
And the boots.
Yeah.
But it was like a good, I did this plaid and I did that plaid. And
right.
her like divine evil voice was
oh my
totally
God.
giving me some like Danny DeVito, but like Danny DeVito in Taxi. Just like real angry about everything. Just pissed off.
You come from nothing and you ain't never gonna be nothing. Look, she's from the other side of the tracks. She's classy, you're just a grease monkey. It'll never work out.
Made me want to go rewatch Taxi.
I like that she did a voice.
Yeah.
You know, like she really tried
stayed
to.
in character the most.
Yes.
I don't know if that means anything in this challenge, but she did.
Yes.
Ms. Cracker comes out as this sort of cotton candy Marie Antoinette velour dressing gown.
Sure.
I didn't dislike this, but I was like, it wasn't quite a moment for me. I don't know. She did have Trinity the Tuck Taylor's tuck though.
Oh yeah. Well, and she had crazy long nails and was just like, I don't know. I like.
She was having fun with it.
She was having a lot of fun with it. I think that was the biggest thing about it was she was really hamming it up on the stage.
I thought she looked beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know why this was like a dressing gown.
Sure.
And then she didn't take it off to reveal, you know, hey, wow. And then her bad self comes out.
Yeah. At first I thought her makeup looked like Aquaria.
Oh,
and I was
totally.
like, wait, is Aquaria just...
Did they go out of order?
No, I like the idea that like it's like, okay, Aquaria, you're gonna be my interceptor.
But no, I thought the exact same thing. Like the gray hair, it looked like the gray hair from the old challenge, and the sort of minimal colors that Aquaria does with then a dramatic lip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was this sort of Clan of the Cave Bear. The bone headdress, I almost didn't write it down because I thought no one's going to care, but then I thought, no, you know what, I'm going to write it down. It totally looked like the piano in the Goonies, like the bone organ.
I don't remember the piano in the Goonies. I'm sorry.
Is it A sharp or B flat? They're the same thing.
I can't tell if it's A sharp or if it's a B flat.
You don't remember the piano in the
I've only
Goonies?
seen the Goonies once.
Ugh, love it. But it really looked like that.
And I only saw it once, like not when I was a kid. It was like, 4 years ago. Or
Of
whatever.
late.
Yeah, and so I don't think it resonated as much with me as it did.
Didn't have the magic.
No, not as much.
Fucking love the Goonies.
You guys.
Hey, you guys. Yeah, I don't know what this was. It was sort of witch doctory or...
Yeah, a little, yeah.
Pelts. Once again, we see her tuck, but she doesn't reveal, it doesn't reveal anything.
What do you mean?
Like, it was just like a skirt that was like kind of open too much.
Oh, right.
So it was like, here's my tuck, to no end.
Right, just like an exposed crotch for no reason.
I just, okay, sure. I just had questions.
Sometimes you don't need a reason, April.
It's true. It's true. Easy access. So anyway, I thought she looked pretty, but I was just like, well, okay, sure.
Yeah, I thought that her voiceover wasn't as bad as the judges did.
Well, she definitely went for, this is supposed to be funny.
She better work on blending that jawline. I mean, come on.
Right.
Which she didn't get the memo that apparently it was not supposed
No,
to be
you
funny.
had to have an emotional breakthrough on the show.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you don't, then you're going home. So then next was Aquaria, and I loved this.
She also had Trinity's tuck.
Oh, yes.
It was snatched.
It's a thin piece of beef carpaccio.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. I think he just meant, like, it's not a meaty tuck, it's like, just, you know,
It's a lean.
Yeah.
It's a lean meat.
Yeah, exactly.
Could have done without it. I'll be honest. But she comes out and she looks like, you know, a lay girl, you know, with the hat and the, it was so good.
With like a little Eliza Doolittle in there.
Yes, like Eliza Doolittle at the end of her striptease.
Mm.
She's just about to reveal something. I loved the like pale purple with the pistachio legging combination. The whole thing, the one huge fuck off sleeve and the other, I mean, her body looked great.
Yeah,
she was selling the shit out of it on the runway. And I thought her speech or her voiceover, like I was actually like keyed into what she was saying.
It was like
somehow with other ones I was like, yeah,
right.
It seems like you're just sort of saying
generic
things about yourself.
Yes.
And it's not like a full story. You're just like, it's like almost a dating profile. You're just like, and I like this, and I'm good at these things. And you're like, okay, tell me a tale.
Yeah.
I like family time, laughing, and all-you-can-eat buffets.
But hers, I was really like paying attention to, and like I was like, oh, that is who you are. Like she encapsulated herself and her drag in a really like nice package. I was like, oh yeah, and she's like, but then sometimes my evil, you know, and she goes, oh, my bad person's coming. Oh no, you know.
She was doing a bit, and I liked this though. Like I don't know, she made it work where I don't
wrote
really.
the line between funny-ish, but also still like seeming real.
Yes.
When people hear Aquaria, they think of what a lonely, awkward, and isolated diva she is.
And it was like, ooh, like it was like I saw into the window, and I went, ooh, okay. Now I know you better.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think because of that, then the lightness of everything else and like the silly cackling and whatever.
Oh my god.
Like,
well, so, holy shit. So she comes out and she's got like a butcher's apron with blood on it and the bloody gloves. Just like, fucking, I just murdered someone. It's good. And this mandible fascinator with emblemed earrings.
Those are amazing. I know.
In the earrings.
It's incredible. I was like, that's really cool. 3D printing is crazy.
It looks so amazing. And then the spines down her back. And then they keep talking about the ocelot. You combine ocelot and cheetah? That's big. Oh, it was
good.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be the look of the season. Like, it's going to be like the one everyone's like, oh, fuck.
Oh, that look, yeah.
Everyone remembers that look.
Yeah.
Yes. Then remember later when they're like, oh, this is a real fashion moment. Just like Violet Chachki, Raja, Chad. I was like, Violet's waist.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Raja's Marie Antoinette. Yes. And then I was like, Chad's giraffe was very nice.
Brown cow, stunning.
Brown cow, stunning. I mean, I like that look, but it's not like a, that look, yes.
Right.
It's like, yeah, that was really cute.
Kill the bitch.
And then she really became evil, you know, like she really
she went
maniacal,
and like,
crazy with it, and it was like really fun.
It was campy and fun, and
her like sort of her nice self going, oh no, you know, it was like she played well with herself, and it worked out.
I agree.
So then last on the runway was Asia O'Hara, and she comes out in this adorable orange, she looks like a 50-50 bar, with this wig that's like has a built-in bow.
I loved the wig so
Loved
much.
it, but it also sort of looks like cat ears.
Yeah.
And then she had the contacts in, so sometimes she was like, kind of looked like a cat.
Just
a little
sexy kitten.
Sexy kitty. And she's doing her showgirl thing.
Yep.
With the big feather
poof.
Bustle?
Bustle. Yeah.
With the balloons, the cute balloons, and she's just bright and sunshiny, you know, just having the best time. And she also had a good speech.
Yeah.
This was sort of their, like, why should you win speech, a little.
A little.
Like, not directly.
Right.
Like, if inevitably have to give that speech, they'll say similar things.
Sure.
My style is influenced by America's dire need for a high glam drag superhero that is aware of her community.
And so I just thought this was adorable and very Asia. And later, they kind of give her shit like, oh, another glittering bodysuit.
Yeah, Michelle does, yeah.
You're supposed to be your best self.
Exactly.
Your sort of signature self.
And that was my thought process of it as well. At first I was like, oh, it's just like a glittery, and I was like, no, this is a fabulous one. Like, it all worked and told a story and represented her.
Yes.
And so I was like, this is the right choice.
And that wig.
Oh my god.
Loved
that wig.
it.
Yeah.
And then her bad self comes out and pops the balloon, and I immediately started laughing. I was like, oh, good, this is really fun and silly. And she has this almost Victorian looking, like, gothic black feathered sequined dress on, and she's carrying like balloon grenades. It almost looks like she's like spray painted black. She's bald and has this dramatic eye makeup on. And I thought this was like interesting because in her mean self, she said
she's really just a middle-aged man living in a 21-year-old's fantasy covered in a layer of cheap rhinestones.
And because she was bald and so vulnerable in looking like a man, I was like, oh, that all tied together. I like it.
I thought this one was, and that was like when Michelle read her for the balloons, or you know, whatever, like I could have used
when we got a clue into the inside of the editing, when she was just like,
I don't think you needed the balloons. I felt like they were just a last minute thought.
I thought the balloons were a mistake. And then it awkwardly cuts to like her later, like, oh, I guess I was wrong about the balloons, when she clearly like saw them hours apart.
Sure.
Hours.
Sure. Right.
Shrunken balloon heads. I didn't really think you needed the balloons. In the
How do you like the balloons now, Michelle?
Now I'm glad she has them. I could admit when I was.
I was
wrong.
Wrong. I was like,
stupid.
What's going on? You're like Brittany from Chipmunk Adventure. I'll play the clip. So then we get to the judging. And they're like, oh, we've got good you and bad you out there. And I was like, oh no, how are they gonna do this?
It was this is what was so strange to me, was just that they were like maintaining this illusion that there were two people. And I was like, we all know that it's just, what?
Yeah, no, it was insane.
It was insane.
And when you think about it, so it's like, okay, wait, so like, they all got into good drag.
Yep.
Walked the runway.
Yep.
Pretended to talk to themselves. Came out. Had all the judges judge them just on their good look.
Yep.
Went back to the Untucked lounge. Pretended to respond to random things while still in good drag. Oh no. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and
wow.
then sometimes no response at all, just
Oh no.
Wow.
confused B-roll that they happen to capture.
But why?
Mess. Then, now that you can clearly see the writing on the wall and you're probably in the bottom, bitch, you have to go put yourself into bad drag now.
Right.
Then come out, pretend to walk the runway, react to yourself, and then get judged again.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like this must have taken 6 hours.
Forever.
So then the result is a really weird and uneven judging. You were pretty, I don't know. And then awkward, I don't know how to react to the second half of this because I haven't seen it yet. So I guess your yin and yang worked? Question mark? Like, it was like terrible because they had nothing to react. They did half of something to react to.
Both performances were very confident.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And so then when they judge the bad queens, they have all this B-roll of the good queens being like, and they obviously like had to cut, like no one barely says anything on the runway, like in response. Someone's like, well, I was going for this sort of thing, blah, 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 here's my explanation. It was a lot of like, now pretend like we like you.
Right?
Okay, now pretend that we don't like you. Okay, now pretend that someone said something bitchy. I mean, it was bizarre. I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
B-roll vamping. I haven't seen that before. So blatantly. Do one shot of them all standing on stage.
Right.
Sure. And then, okay, now we're only judging the evil queens. But then once again, I think you're very right with this bizarre narrative of good one comes out and then bad one tears themselves apart. It should have totally been the opposite. The evil one comes out and is like, she's terrible and blah, blah, blah. No, I will triumph and this is why I'm the best and da-da-da-da.
I mean, that's still not the greatest challenge.
Better.
But it's better.
And on a high note.
Exactly.
On a happy note.
Make it a positive spin of like overcoming these inner demons.
And I think Miss Cracker would have done a lot better in the lip sync had she been in her other outfit. Some people were like, yeah, I'm gonna stay with my smoker's voice, evil person. And then other people were just like, I'm just me.
I think that all of these girls are strong.
I say send all the bitches home. You got the winner right here.
Yeah, everyone turned into Danny DeVito in Taxi, honestly. It was like, that's the personification of evil. Just like, I'm just a smoking old man. They're turning to their inner Penny Marshall.
Oh my god, being a mom is hard.
Being a query is hard.
You're always second guessing yourself. Making lunches.
So then just the evil queens are up there and Rue says, I have an evil question for you.
Oh, right.
Who should go home? Didn't they already do this season? Or am
Yes.
Okay, great. I was like, I feel like this
Yeah,
already
and the
happened.
vixen.
And everyone picked the vixen,
Yeah.
right. Why are we doing this again? Who cares? So they all have to go down the line and Cameron says, Aquaria, because she's my biggest competition.
Based on critique, Cracker and Cameron are in the bottom. I have a bias. Cameron should go home.
And this was so weird where it was
and
them in character talking, ish, talking about not themselves,
So
but
then
themselves.
it was like, and then they're being like extra harsh because they're quote unquote evil. Is that what was going on?
Frankly, Rue, I don't give a fuck about your critiques, but I wasn't obsessed with the looks tonight, and I think this might be Cameron's final hurrah.
It's like some weird episode of a TV show, like in like the 6th season, where they're just
Bizarro
like,
World.
exactly,
And the evil one.
Oh.
It was like,
And you're like, but why? At what? Like, it was just so weird to me that they insisted on maintaining this like charade. That
some
there's,
of them.
Well,
that's what was
but
confusing.
the show was insistent on maintaining.
Were they? That's what was confusing. Because like I don't know what's happening. I'm so fucking confused. So anyway, Eureka says,
If I was gonna pick one, I would go on critiques. And as far as the worst, I think it was Miss Cracker.
Asia basically says to everybody,
If a bitch is my competition, let her stay here. The person that I do not think is a star in this lineup is Miss Cracker or Miss Crumbs.
This was way harsh time.
It was way harsh.
And I just, it was, I mean, obviously.
I think part of it might be I'm supposed to be my evil person. I think a little part of it was I'll be extra harsh because we're in evil Danny DeVito area.
Maybe.
And then Asia's safe.
Yes.
And they cut to B-roll of her being like,
You're safe.
Called it.
Wow.
I mean, did they have each of them be like, okay, Cameron, pretend you're in the top. Ah, okay, now pretend you're in the bottom. Oh, now pretend you're safe. Ha ha. You know, and then do that for every single person?
Oh no. Oh thank God.
They're all in the room together.
They're all sitting on the same damn couch.
I think that's probably what they did. Okay, everyone now act like Miss Cracker's in the bottom. Oh.
But then, like, just if they were like, okay, everyone act like Cameron's in the top, was everyone like,
rude.
I want to see the outtakes from this episode because there is hours of footage. Hours of footage. Aquaria wins, and Cameron and Ms. Cracker in the bottom.
Yes.
Which was pretty obvious.
Yes.
So then they have to lip sync to Nasty Girl by Vanity 6. At first, Miss Crumbs is like feeling herself. Like before the song starts.
Yeah, she's like, ooh, I'm gonna.
And she was like getting ready, and then this was a weird one.
This was a real weird one.
It was bizarre. So they're both sort of tan desert bone women.
Yeah.
You tell me.
But then
so
them all being all brown, all beige, it just was like a beige blur.
Tan, you know, it was just like, and the song starts, and immediately Miss Cracker takes off her headdress. Didn't know why.
I mean, I guess she was afraid that it was going to be hard to move.
But make it a moment then.
Sure.
And it gets caught in her wig, and they cut to Cameron for a while, like
for a while,
because she's obviously like, she's really trying to get it out of that, it out of there. And Cameron was doing okay.
Yeah.
And then they both sort of did splits, like slow.
And other gymnastics-y things.
Slow splits. It was lackadaisical.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. I was annoyed because someone told Miss Cracker in Untucked,
it was exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Aquarius, like, girl, you just gotta get your Carmen and Raja on.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, good, slutty, slutty, slutty.
Exactly.
Nasty girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they should just be two tan blobs scissoring on stage. That's what I should have witnessed.
That is what you should have
when
witnessed.
we watched this episode. So I'm watching this going, does this go somewhere?
Right? Top three, great. I literally was like, okay, cool.
I was
they
like,
filmed the finale.
I wrote it down. I was like,
top three.
So double elimination? Question mark. It was just so sort of blah.
Yeah.
It was very beige and tan. You know, it was just like
yeah, it was like a Nancy Myers.
It was a Nancy Myers movie. It was. To Nasty Girl.
Yeah.
Well, and then, oh my God, we didn't talk about it. So then Cameron, she does the splits again, the front splits again, and she's singing and leaning over her legs. And then she just sort of starts wrapping her legs around each other, like, kind of like a yoga pose. And everyone's like Ashanti, and everyone's like, yes, bitch! And I was like, what's this? That's not a move. That's not a yes. Their reaction, I was like, oh, so we're just using more B-roll footage from something else.
Core strength, I guess, was maybe what they were impressed
She was
with.
laying on her back with her legs up, doing this. It was not a thing. That was not a thing.
But obliques, you gotta have to.
No. Stop trying to make it happen. It was not okay. This whole episode was weird cutaways.
Weird.
It was like, did you watch that Russian short film in college where you went to film school where it's like it shows like the same sad guy's face, or maybe it's not sad. It shows like the same face and then it cuts to like a chicken. And so you think, oh, he's hungry. And then it shows the same exact face and it cuts to like a body. And you're like, oh, he must be a nihilist or something. And it's like using the same footage.
Sure.
It was like a thing.
I like
Anyway,
that.
it was cool. It was interesting.
Yeah.
So then the song is over and Ru is like, Cameron, Ashanti, you stay. Which made me laugh.
Yep.
I liked it.
Yep.
Appreciated that.
Yes.
Ashanti, you stay.
Thank you.
This, I would say, was rude and warranted Ru saying, you know what? Maybe you should go home too.
Exactly.
Because she was just like, oh, thank you.
I wonder if she was considering not.
Bendelicrumbing herself?
Yeah.
Ashanti, you stay.
Thank you.
So Cameron stays and Miss Cracker goes home. But I did love, so Miss Cracker then goes back and she's trying to write her message with her long nails with the lipstick. And it's real thin and she's having a hard time with it. That made me laugh. So this week on Untucked.
Vanjie.
I was like, oh God.
I didn't know why.
They've officially beaten the dead horse. I was like, okay, it's officially, it already had jumped the shark, but it's been disemboweled by the shark.
Now I'm thinking of Miss Vanjie on a jet ski jumping a shark.
Ooh.
Miss Vanjie.
Where are you taking me? So they get back And they're talking to Aquaria. They're like, oh, we're loving this cheetah ocelot combination. And I couldn't stop thinking about Archer with the ocelot.
You hear that? They called you exotic. Which is just people talk for awesome, which is what you are, which is why I was happy to save your life, buddy. No, don't worry.
That's it. You don't know
I don't
Babu?
Oh, wait.
Archer the cartoon.
Yeah, I don't watch it.
Oh, it's good and bad, but mostly good. And then got really bad, but hopefully this next season's gonna be good. I'm excited about it.
She shakes her ocelot.
Girl, I'm shaking that ocelot.
Shake your ocelot. So Cameron's really down on herself.
Yes.
And is over it.
Yeah.
And is basically like, apparently I don't know how to take direction. I don't know what to do. Because, I mean, she's sort of telling this narrative that she was like, went for a comedic.
Oh, it's like, oh, okay, let me take this opportunity to be funny. And it's like, okay, so I was funny and I didn't dig deep enough. Clearly I can't follow direction well.
Eureka and Asia are kind of trying to give her a pep talk, and they're like, bitch, you can't give up. You know, we don't want you to just get almost there and then go home and be like, fuck, I didn't even try. I should have done that or whatever.
Right.
I'm just a pretty face.
Oh, yeah, that's, I'm just pretty. I'm just pretty. And they're like, no, girl, like, you're not just pretty. Like, you're here. I don't know. I think I was over Cameron.
You wouldn't be here in the top 5 if you were just a pretty
girl.
Sure, and also I just want more focus in general of these seasons to be on you made it. You made it far.
Yeah.
You're fabulous.
Yeah.
You didn't win. It's not the end of the world.
Sure.
Because, like, she made it really far.
She made it
and I
really
think she
far.
really proved herself to be more than I thought.
Yep.
And I like a lot about Cameron.
Yep.
But I think I just wish there was more focus on, like, I did great.
Yeah.
Like, more Chi-Chi in All-Stars. Like,
Sure.
I'm just having a good time.
Exactly.
I'm still here.
Yep,
It's
I
great.
did it. I put my name out there. I showed what I had to show, and it's great.
We get Cameron and Miss Cracker in the Virginia Slims Exterior Illusions Lounge. Miss Cracker is like, I mean, I agree with all the critiques and everything that they said.
I was fine with all the critiques because they were right, you know, I could see them, but I was blown away by what he just said.
Well, I felt like it was, like she said something like that was more than what was asked, you know, and I was like,
That is very true.
Yeah.
And it's on national television.
Yeah.
Well, because then Mr. Cracker basically is like, well, I want to prove her wrong and show everybody that I'm a star. And I was like, great, where was the lip sync then? Like, it bummed me out. That
Well,
I was
particularly
like,
when she's like, no, I know all the song, I've
I
listened
know
to it
the
a million
word. And
times.
it wasn't the lyrics that were missing, it was the
was
fire, the
yeah,
passion,
yeah.
the slut.
Yes. I like that as like a fire.
The passion. The slut. Elizabeth Taylor's new scent. Fire, passion, slut. Ooh, I like that.
Yes.
So anyway, I wanted her to prove everyone wrong. I wanted Miss Cracker to succeed and to like achieve and all of that. And it was just a lot of talk about wanting to do that.
Right.
And she never really broke through and did that, which was a bummer.
Yes.
And Cameron's response is like, well,
Part of me wants to say that I'll be defiant and just fucking stand there. Because I'm so...
Please, I
Because I'm
encourage
so
it.
bitter.
I encourage that.
and Miss Cracker's like,
I
please
think you should.
do. Lena Dunham comes back.
Yeah.
I think just to fangirl.
Just, yeah. Oh, well, and then Cameron can't even be bothered.
Didn't even acknowledge that she came back.
That person is really, she is in it.
She's wild.
Yeah.
Lena is just kind of hanging out.
She doesn't really contribute a lot, but that was fine.
She was basically just like loving this.
Yeah.
Can I have some of your drink?
Oh my God,
you're
yes.
beautiful. How did you take off your makeup? Like this was like she was cute. And this was fun.
Yeah.
Do you have to come backstage and be like, I'm sorry I told you I thought you should go home?
Awkward pulling on Cracker.
And I was just
like
so confused.
giving Asia the eye. I was like, well, this is the moment,
Right.
When you say stand up for yourself.
Exactly. Be like, well, you know, actually, I found it
in
really
front of
hurtful.
fucking
and-
Lena Dunham.
Yeah.
Yeah. She would love it.
Yeah.
To be in the middle of a drag fight? Yes.
And I would have loved to hear Asia's, reasoning or whatever why she.
Well, and I would have loved to hear Miss Cracker stand up for herself.
Well, yes.
Would have been great.
Yeah.
We get Miss Cracker packing up off camera. She told Asia, like, you hurt my feelings when you said I wasn't a star.
You are a star, brighter than any other here. I'm sorry I didn't see that until now. Love and respect, Asia. Girl, too late.
Too late.
Too late, I'm over it. I was like, oh no. Aquaria writes her a note.
Yep.
And I was thinking about, I was like, oh man, remember like episode 1 where they were making it seem like they were gonna have like a Alyssa Coco feud that lasted
thank God
and
that
lasted
didn't. Oh my
and
God,
lasted,
no.
and they, I was like, oh, I'm so glad that like that didn't become a thing, that they needed to keep bringing up or whatever.
Right.
So yeah, basically I'm rooting for Asia and Aquaria at this point.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn. I keep going back and forth of who I would like. I would be happy if either of them won.
Me too.
But those are my top 2.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
See you next week. See you next Thursday.